Hello, la Gazette.
Welcome to La Gazette.
We are outside the Azzedine Alaïa Foundation here in Paris. We're about to see the vernissage of the exhibition called Alaia and BALENCIAGA, Sculptors de la Forme.
And more important, we're about to talk to CARLA SOZZANI, the president of the Fondation Azzedine Alaïa, and she's about to tell us all about the exhibition, so come join us, let's have a look.
No olvides que tenemos subtítulos en espagnol. Et nous vous rappelons que nous avons également des sous-titres en français.
Hello, friends from La Gazette. We're here with CARLA SOZZANI, the president of the Fondation Azzedine Alaïa, and she's going to tell us a bit about this exhibition.
Well, the first exhibition we opened in January. It was a parallel of Azzedine and Balenciaga. It happened because Hubert de Givenchy, after Azzedine passed away, he came to see us and he said, I have a dream. I have a dream to make an exhibition of the two great masters, the only two great masters of this century, which is Balenciaga and Alaia. It was very touching because, Givenchy so that Balenciaga was the only one. So the fact that he said that had a special meaning for us. So he passed away a few weeks ago later. So we decided, Olivier and myself, we have to do this exhibition. And we started archiving all the pieces that Alaia had been collecting. And we realized that since he started in '68, he has 500 Balenciagas in his collection. Everything is here belongs to him, sure. Yes, everything here is the collection of Alaia. He started collecting in '68. When Balenciaga closed the Maison, somebody that worked with Azzedine and knew Balenciaga told him, let's go. You have no money, Azzedine was very poor. We can buy some of the clothes of Balenciaga, you can cut in and make your own clothes. So when Azzedine went, I know, it was '68 and people didn't have any sense of things. So when Azzedine went to see the pieces, his heart started beating. He took a lot and he went home and he started to put them in tissue paper. And he said, I'm starting collecting. I want to start to preserve not only Balenciaga, but he started collecting other masters of fashion.
So Balenciaga was his first
Was the first piece he ever collected in fashion.
So how did the work, obviously he was in contact with all of these amazing pieces of couture. How did the work of Balenciaga influence him both technically and philosophically?
I think technically a lot, because Azzedine was autodidact, so he was learning day by day about his work. And he was very, very interested in the couture, the finishing. Many times he was showing me the difference between sometimes one couturier and another. For him, the technique was very, very important. And he was always very much looking at the finishing, the cutting. So in that sense, the exhibition shows a kind of transmission from a master to another master. But when it comes to the personal point of view, I think they were very similar. They were both very shy. Azzedine was talking a lot, yes, but he was very shy. Balenciaga was not even talking. So, but they were both very with integrity. Balenciaga closed his Maison in '68 because he didn't want to bend to the new system they're ready to wear. And Azzedine never wanted to bend to the system of the calendar of the fashion. So they both had this integrity for their work. They both wanted to be the best. Not for money, not for glory, but the best in the work.
And do you think Alaia learned this from Balenciaga in some way?
Alaia was always like this.
He had it inside.
He had it inside. That was supernatural. But also they have a similar point of view. There is something almost religious in their work. There's a purity they were both looking for. They were very similar in many things,
yes.
I believe.
So because of the pandemic, a lot of designers are quitting their regular calendars. Do you think that the pandemic was accelerating this process, or without it, it wouldn't have happened?
Well, it accelerated, I think, something that was already happening, especially the young people were already looking before the pandemic for quality, real values, not only consuming. You know, they're very, very aware. Forget the sustainability, but aware anyway of the fact that we consume too much and we run. Nobody knows exactly where we're going, and this is an important point. So this accelerated the fact that also spending so many months, I guess you live that too, by ourselves, home, we realize we have a lot. As privileged people, we have a lot that we don't need all that much. The problem, I think, that we cannot stop the consuming because the world cannot stop. And if you stop consuming, it means lots of people will have no job. So what I think is going to be important is to find a balance between consuming and keeping the quality, the good meaning of clothes, and not just throw it away. Consuming value, but
Yes.
not stop consuming.
Of course. And finally, well, as you mentioned, Monsieur Alaia was very fond of clothes, and he was a sort of a curator of fashion history. Did he leave any wish of these sort of exhibitions with his collection happening? Any plans?
Sure, we were talking, because we founded together the association in 2007. So for 10 years before he passed away, we had many occasions to talk about what he wanted to do. And first of all, he wanted to have an exhibition to show the young generation the works, but not only his own work, but also the works, the craftsmanship, the love for the tailoring. And he always wanted to do Alaia, Adrian. You know, he was a big collector of Gilbert Adrian. And the tailleur. He had actually 350 tailleur of Adrian, plus a lot more of evening clothes. And he really, when he was alive, he wanted to do an exhibition of Adrian only. So when he passed away with Olivier, we thought, well, first exhibition has to be A&A, Adrian and Alaia, as he had wanted.
Yes. Well, we think you carry his legacy very, very beautifully.
I hope so. I really want to. I want him to be happy.
Oh.
No, I'm sure he is. I mean, we've walked through the exhibition and
It's
just
amazing.
breathtaking.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for
Very nice to
having
meet
us.
you.
It's a pleasure to meet you.
Thank you.
We're big fans. Thank you. Grazie.
I enjoyed the exhibition.
We hope you enjoyed discovering the works of Alaia and Balenciaga with us, and that you learned a thing or two. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notifications bell to know as soon as we post our next video. And follow us on Instagram and TikTok for more fashion. Thanks for watching!